A Montana woman is turning plastic pollution into a pathway for education in West Africa through a local nonprofit. Our Bowen West spoke to her about how the organization is using recycled plastic bricks to help more children stay in school.
In the villages of Togo, West Africa, the sound of children at school is a sign of progress, and Justine Lackner saw an opportunity to help make that progress last.
I just thought there's a different calling for me.
Lackner, the founder and executive director of Sustainable Classrooms, says the idea began after she witnessed the damage caused by plastic waste abroad and the barriers keeping some children out of school. From that, she built a nonprofit with two goals: cleaning up plastic pollution and expanding access to education. Now, the group turns low-density plastic into hollow bricks that can be used in school construction.
What are we looking at here?
So this is a recycled plastic brick made out of LDPE, which is known as low-density polyethylene.
The work is happening in Togo, where Lackner says plastic waste is a daily challenge and education resources are limited.
Togo is very underserved, and I feel like it's forgotten about. A lot of people ask me, where is Togo? Or they've never heard of it.
The nonprofit also runs a school lunch program, which Lackner says helps bring more students back into the classroom.
We started with 165 students about this time last year that we knew were going to school. Since we started the school lunch program in December, which only is occurring once a month, now there's over 400 students attending school.
Lackner says the results are encouraging, with more students attending school and stronger pass rates.
It's been pretty phenomenal seeing that, finally showing that what we're doing in the community is showing to improve.
With a small team, local partners, and an ambitious vision, Sustainable Classrooms is trying to turn trash into tomorrow's foundation. If you want more information on Sustainable Classrooms, visit my article at NBCMontana.com. Reporting in Missoula, Bowen West, NBC Montana. For Ray Curtis, the path to politics starts in the classroom.
You know, that's the teacher part of me.
A simple description, but one that defines his campaign. Curtis spent decades teaching in Missoula, and even now he talks like one. Lessons on the Constitution, references to the Founding Fathers, and a focus on what he calls the rule book of government.
I felt like Congress wasn't doing its job, that I saw those basic tenets of government that you see in the first chapter of a government textbook: rule of law, limited government, checks and balances.
Curtis says he decided to run after growing frustrated with what he sees as a lack of accountability in Washington and a disconnect between lawmakers and the people they represent. He's also taking an unconventional approach, refusing campaign spending on ads, instead relying on media and voter outreach. On the issues, Curtis breaks it down using his name, R-A-Y. The R, the Republic. Curtis says Congress needs to reassert its role and work together.
So we have to recognize that we're not all alike, but fundamentally, we are. We're more human than anything else, and we can work together and figure things out.
The A, affordability, pointing to high costs and housing challenges. The Y, young people, who, he says, are losing faith in the American dream.
Young people, they're not as optimistic. I don't think young people have faith in democracy the way they should, in the way I've tried to teach them to.
Curtis describes himself as a moderate Republican in the mold of Dwight Eisenhower, focused on fiscal responsibility, fair taxes, and reining in the national debt. But at the core of his campaign is something simpler: a teacher's belief that the system works if people are willing to engage with it.
It was a long-winded answer. I'm a teacher.
No. Reporting in Missoula, Bowen West, NBC Montana. It was a packed house before the sentence was even read. One by one, women described what they say happened inside Community Medical Center, a place where they came for help, and left with trauma they say they'll carry for the rest of their lives.
I sincerely wish that I could have simply and efficiently resolved this at the very beginning. With that being said, I cannot undo time.
The women told the court they felt powerless, shamed, and in some cases broken by what they say Hearst did to them. One said the experience left her with debilitating nightmares. Another said it sent her back into painful memories she spent years trying to bury. Prosecutors said this wasn't a single misstep, it was a pattern. They argued Hurst used his medical authority to isolate vulnerable patients, many of them sick, medicated, or already carrying history of trauma.
This case is not extraordinary because of publicity, attention, or emotion. It is extraordinary because of the number of victims, the number of convictions, and the repeated abuse of a position of public trust.
The defense pointed to treatment for sex addiction, saying Hurst acknowledged his problem and sought help. But the judge said that did not erase the harm, did not explain away what he called deliberate, predatory, and persistent conduct. Hurst received 40 years in the Montana State Prison.
Dr. Hurst violated his oath as a physician. The physician's role in society has always been to heal or to do no harm. As the Hippocratic Oath reminds us, Doctor, you did incredible harm. You left a wake of carnage that people will be suffering from for years to come.
Reporting in Missoula, Bowen West, NBC Montana. Welcome to our live broadcast at 10. One of Bozeman's favorite summer traditions is returning, bringing music, food, and community to downtown. NBC Montana's Noah Coltrane tells us what people can expect from the 26th annual Music on Main. Does it for us at 10. But before you go, the NBC Montana Sky Team took to the skies high above the Line Ranch and the Rattlesnake Recreation Area in Missoula. Enjoy.